Good to see you, Paul. So welcome. So let's jump right into it, and we'll kind of talk about where I'm using it, where I see us going with this, how it is a little scary. Anybody a little scared of it when some of the responses, like I said, it freaks my 12-year-old daughter out. She's like, "Are you in there talking to your robot?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's kind of helping me out. So this is going to be about an hour-long webinar. I will save time at the end to answer questions. Feel free, if y'all have been to any of my classes, you know I want you to talk throughout today's class on all kinds of things. So ask questions. If you have specific examples you want to talk about, let's do it. So AI strategies, if we've not met before, I know most of y'all, I am Mark Saunders. I have 3 companies now, recently sold my property management company, but the Real Estate Brokers Academy, that's where I do all of my training and teaching like this. Saunders Realty, I do sales just like most of y'all. And I started doing HOA management. That is a blast. Here is my headshot, which I kind of like, but it is all done through AI. I do not own this jacket. I don't own this shirt. I don't even know where this picture was taken at. And I'm going to show y'all kind of how that works. A little creepy, really, really cool though. So here we are. If you want to reach out to me, this is my email. Y'all probably have my other email too, mark@srealtynow.com. But Mark at REB Academy too, if you want to reach out to me for anything. So here's some more headshots. So this is, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3 of my 200 and plus headshots. That cost me, I think it was $60, right, Renee? You $60, $80, 40. Don't tell me you got it cheaper than me. I told you about it.
49.
$49, and I got close to 200 headshots. How many did you end up with? So
60, 65.
60, you can regenerate it and it'll kick out some more. I uploaded about 16 normal pictures and it generated this. I don't own any of these shirts. I don't know. Pretty cool how they can do this. So if you need an updated headshot, I'm going to help you with that a little bit and save some money on it. So this is just a sample of some of this stuff you can do. So you're probably thinking, why is Mark doing this? I know he's a nice guy. Why is he doing a free webinar? Well, I like sharing stuff that I learn. And to be honest with you, I'm getting asked a lot about AI stuff. So I am in the process of making a really in-depth AI course. It is coming out, scheduled to come out on October the 4th. If y'all are interested, I'll give y'all a pre-sale discount, and it goes deep in some of this stuff. I can only talk about so much for an hour. But if you like what I do and would like to support it, here's a class that's coming out. I'll provide that link in a little while. But it is AI for real estate agents, the future of real estate. And what I do is I'm filming it right now. I'll talk about like Audio Pen, which is a program I love. And I actually dive deep and show you how to use it. But I'm going to show you an overview of it here in just a little bit. So everybody's saying, what's this AI stuff? Should we be scared of it? Haven't seen anything like this before. We actually have seen something similar to this before. Who remembers Netscape? Y'all remember back in the day, Netscape that came out? So what made Netscape so popular and such a big success? It allowed people, the masses, to use the internet. Before Netscape, you had to know all this code. You had to know this HTML stuff, that it was very complicated to use. Netscape came out, and now you could just type in where you wanted to go. You could go to home, you could go back, you could go forward. Looks pretty familiar. So this brought the masses into the technology, and this is what blew up the internet. One interesting thing about Netscape, and this is 1994, it was first, but if you noticed, it didn't stay around, right? And that happens a lot. And some of the stuff that we're going to talk about is very similar to what happened in the 90s. Who remembers the dot-com boom and bust, right? All of this stuff came in. I think we're going to see that in AI. You're going to see a lot of tools come out, and probably only 20 to 30% is going to make it. It would not surprise me at all if ChatGPT is like a Netscape and is not around in 5 or 6 years. But what I think is, if you learned how to use Netscape, whatever replaced it, you knew how to use it, right? It's not going away. That's the basics and the foundation. So the tools that we talk about might not be around, but if you can have an understanding of, like Netscape, if you knew how to work a web browser, guess what? You were good for the next 20, 30 years because it's all very similar. And I think we're in the exact same spot with AI. It all started with ChatGPT, the way that came out. Now, as I started researching this, and I've only got like 2 more slides, and we're going to jump right into it. who feels like we have technology overload right now with all of this? And this is the problem you run into. You hear somebody like me, I come into your town and teach a CE, and I'm like, y'all, this AI stuff's great. So then you go and research it, and all of a sudden you're just hit by everything. And you're like, how in the world am I supposed to keep up with this? There's just too much, right? So I definitely feel that way too. So what I've done, and the way I kind of structured learning this, y'all, I've been playing with this for about a year now, incorporating it slowly into my business. And this is the framework that I basically came up with to learn about new technologies. One, what you want to do, and we're going to do this, I'm going to walk y'all through a little bit through this class today, is one, using it for a work-life balance. I know a lot of y'all are like me, and we can always use more work-life balance, right? Because we get phone calls all the time. So let's start very basic. And I'm going to show y'all some really basic, really cool things you can use AI to help you in your personal life. The second part, which I think is very valuable with AI, is using it to build your systems. If y'all been to any of my classes, you've heard me say how important it is to have systems in your business, because that's what's going to help you scale. That's going to help you not go crazy in a crazy market. And you can use AI to do that. And number three, where AI can truly shine, is to help you with your marketing. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. How can we use AI to generate newsletters, reach out to our database, use stats from our local MLS to make great content? And the cool thing about this process, it keeps us focused. And if you get here, marketing is going to help you grow your business, which guess what? Your systems are going to help you scale your business, which is going to generate a different kind of better life possibly. You see how it's all connected? So when you're starting out with this, it's so easy to get overloaded. I want you to think about which area, if you come across a new program tomorrow, which they're coming out every day, which of these three areas would it fit into? If it doesn't fit into this area, let's kind of push it to the side, okay? Because I want you to focus this. And when you get really familiar and comfortable with AI, then you can start looking at it at all different places. Does that make sense? Just to try to control all the craziness that's coming in here. So I'm going to leave this as my slide here. And let's jump into a few things. So right now, there are two. Gloria says she's having trouble trusting this. I get that. It's totally different. A lot of people didn't trust the internet. How many people do you know when the internet came out said, I'll never pay bills online. I don't trust it, right? Yeah, right. So I totally get it. So right now, there are two main AI programs out there that's driving everything. Obviously, you've probably heard of ChatGPT, okay? A lot of people have heard of that. And it's a really, really good program. We're going to spend quite a bit of time in it. Another one is a version from Google called Bard, B-A-R-D. I'll be honest with you, I don't use this one very much. I started out using ChatGPT. If you're curious about the Google version of it, I thought this was interesting. Before class, I said, how do you compare with ChatGPT? Okay, what can you do that it can't? And it gave me a really cool answer. It basically said that they are both large language models, which is true. That's what they are. They take a lot of data and they can scan it and do all kinds of stuff. But it says ChatGPT is pre-trained with all that data, whereas Google is a factual language model. Now, I'm not going to get into all the tech stuff and everything, but basically it will tell you. So if you go in here, it'll tell you what it's better at than ChatGPT. So I thought that was very interesting. So the strengths of ChatGPT is generating text formulas, like writing poems, newsletters, all of that stuff, scripts, all of that, emails, whereas the Google version is better at summarizing actual facts. Okay. So I thought that was interesting to kind of see the different ways that these are different. Some of the weaknesses of ChatGPT could be inaccurate, and you have to watch that as a real estate broker. Fair housing, stuff like that, you got to watch for that. And Google's telling you it might not be as creative as ChatGPT. So there's the two differences. So right off the bat, we're kind of comparing the two. These are the big elephants in the room that's driving everything that we're seeing. So if you notice, they work very, very similar. So if you know how to work one, guess what? You know how to work the other one. So let's jump into ChatGPT. This is a free account. If I have the paid version, which gives me some more options here, but if you want to go on here and play with it, you can go in and try the free version, check it out, and play around with it. So the way it works, very simple. If you notice here, there's not much here. So there's chats. So think of like chat boxes. Back in the day, we use instant messenger and stuff like that. Very similar to that. So over here are all the different chats. If you go to the bottom left, this is your settings. Okay. So you can go to my plan. So the one that I have is $20 a month. I have the paid version, but don't worry about that if you've never used it before. Start with the free stuff. I'm as thrifty as they come. Custom interactions or custom instructions. This is pretty neat. So if you go into settings, might not be there on the free version, but what you can do is you can tell ChatGPT a little bit about you. So for example, I'll put, I'm a 42-year-old. Oh, I just had a birthday. Let me fix that. All right. Now we're fixed. All right. I'm a 43-year-old businessman. I have 3 companies. One of my companies does residential sales. One of my companies, HOA management, and the other one is a real estate school. Okay. And so how would you like it to respond? So now that it knows a little bit about me, it can customize our responses based off who I am. A little creepy? Yes. Pretty neat? I think so. How would you like for it to respond most of the time? Responses should be professional and educational and entertaining. Answers should cover questions, but be to the point and not too long. Okay, so that's kind of how I've set it. So now when I go in and set it to do something, it's already got that kind of in its mind, knowing who I am and what my target market is. Okay, so now that you have your settings set, we're in ChatGPT 3.5. That is the free version. Don't get too hung up on the numbers here, the free version. I'll be honest with you, I have the paid version, but I use this one the most because it's the fastest and everything. So our first stage was work-life balance. So let me show you something pretty cool. Not related to real estate at all, but hopefully going to help you out work-life balance. I'm always trying to eat better. I like to eat everything in sight. So let's say I'm sitting here thinking, all right, I need to eat better, need to be healthier. So I would go in here, and I do this all the time. Can you create me a 5-day meal plan so that I eat more protein and less carbs? Okay. Very simple, very basic. And just like that, that quick, boom, it puts out a meal plan. Now we can make this a whole lot better, but right here, let's see what it says. Certainly, I can create you a 5-day meal plan. So day 1, here's our breakfast, lunch. It actually includes our snacks and all of that. Here's our dinner, baked salmon and all of this stuff. See how you can use this to help your work-life balance and kind of organize this stuff out? You can break this down as much as you want. If you wanted to go in there and really break it down and say, I want 30% protein, 30% carbs, however you want to do it, break it down that way. So this is really good. You can break it down this way. So there's a whole week. You can always ask it to reformat its responses. So for this looks good in this format here, but it's kind of hard to see. That is really good. Here's a tip. We don't know if these robots are going to take over the world one day, so be polite to your robots, okay? So I'm going to say that is really good. Maybe they'll remember that one day. Can you redo it in a table format? Question mark, enter. And just like that, before I can even scroll down, it's already broke everything out into a table format. I see some of y'all laughing. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? So there's our 5 days. Okay, it's going to get crazier, y'all, so bear with me. So what I would do with this is good. Just highlight it and hit copy, and then I could paste it to a Word document or wherever I want to send it, okay? But we're here for work-life balance. We want to make this, we want to simplify our life. So here's what we're going to do. Be nice again. That is good. Can you make me a shopping list based off that and sort it by location in the store? Enter. And before I can hardly scroll down, there it is. There's our full shopping list that we can use to eat better. Okay, so there's the produce, dairy. I think this is such a huge time saver. And again, that is good. Can you make it into a table with a checkbox so I can use it as a shopping list? There we go. And scroll down, and there it is. So now we have it sorted by location. with check boxes. We're ready to print it out and go to the grocery store. Now, what I do with this is I open my Walmart app and basically just put it into there. And within an hour, all of these items are sitting at my front door because they deliver it for free. Okay. So do you see how you can use this to hopefully start meal planning, eat better, and do all that? Work life. Let's talk about it a little bit, getting healthier. So we're using this now as our own dietitian. Is that what you call them? I think I've never been able to hire one. So somebody that can create our meal plans and make us work better. It works the exact same way for workout plans. Okay. So we could put in, I would like to start working out more. Can you create a 5-day workout plan to help me lose, I don't know, 5 pounds? Make it as specific as you want. We're going to get into making it specific. So there you go. There's your personal trainer now has kicked in. And it's going to tell you what kind of cardio you need, how much you need to be doing it. You can give it your age, weight, and what you want your goals, and it'll create a customized. I would be nervous if I was a trainer right now with this stuff coming out, right? And again, you can break it down to the charts, however you want to do it at that point. One more work life. Who thinks that's pretty neat? Pretty cool setup. So we now have our own meal planner and our own person doing our weight training and all. And I'm seeing your chats. I appreciate that. Throw questions or anything in there and I can see it. So here's one thing that we kind of struggle with as we transition kind of into the work side of things. Work-life balance, right? Any research you see, if you work most of your time on generating leads, your business will grow. But how many times have we gotten really busy doing busy work and we can't get to it? So what you can do, I need help with time management. Don't check spelling. It fixes spelling too, which is great. I would like to spend 50% of my, 40-hour week, wish I worked 40 hours a week, with lead gen, and only 20% of my time doing admin. The rest is for family. Can you time block my week out? Question mark, enter. And so now it'll actually build out your calendar of what you should be shooting for. Okay. So this is a really good framework to, and you can customize this however you want. So in this situation, on Monday, 9 to 12, we're going to do lead gen, 1 to 3 lead gen, admin at this time. And it mixes it up throughout the day. That is good. I am most productive in the AM in the morning. Can you redo my times for that? So tell it when you're most productive, and it'll build out your, because I'll be honest with you, I'm getting to that age by about 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm pretty useless. So that's a good time for admin stuff. Now in the morning, I create stuff. So I block out my times, and time blocking is so crucial in our business. Would y'all agree with that? So talk to it, help it schedule out the day. So now that you have this lead gen or data follow-up. So, and this is another thing, I need to follow up with my database better. Can you suggest what I should do during my lead gen time? And here we go. Certainly. There you go. So there's the tasks that you can incorporate into your lead gen time. Okay. So it's giving me a structure. Now I just have to plug it all in. Questions, thoughts, comments on that? Have we already learned something so far? Hopefully. Awesome. Awesome. So that is stage kind of 1, the life work balance. You see what I mean by that? Start slow, take your time learning how to do this. It's very easy. Ask questions. The better you get at putting in your questions, which in AI is called prompts, the better you learn to put the questions and prompts in, the better the responses you're going to get. So let's transition a little bit here And we're going to go into the systems, which was step 2. All right. And I think this is so crucial. Already learned a lot. Awesome. Great, Gail. So systems are so important in businesses. I was so fortunate that when I started my own company in 2015, I read a book called E-Myth, Entrepreneurial Myth. Great book. It talks about how important systems are and becoming an entrepreneur, not just a technician doing the day-to-day stuff. And so I started out early with my business, putting in systems in place to where hopefully a middle schooler could run my company, my property management company. And what's funny, when I got bought out last year by a very large property management company that was basically an investment firm out of California, they said, we've bought companies out all over the country, and yours is the most systemized and organized one we have ever seen. And so now I kind of help them with their systems and everything, which is pretty cool. But when I was starting our new HOA management company, I needed systems. And I so wish that I had programs like this when I first started. So let's look at this. Let's pretend we're real estate brokers. That's pretty easy to do, right? Let's start a new chat because I've got it doing all the E-Myth. Yep. New chat. The more specific you can be in your prompts, your conversations, the better your answers will be. I am a real estate agent in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I need to create systems for my business. I work with a lot of buyers. Can you provide me with a system framework? I'm just making this stuff on the fly, y'all. It's not something I've done before. System framework that I can use to make sure I offer great service to all my buyers. We'll see what it comes up with on this. Of course, here we go. So now we have a framework we can start building off of. Client onboarding. This is your initial meeting of scheduling everything with your buyer. You probably have this idea thought out. You might already have it documented. I highly recommend documenting this out. So number 1, client onboarding, initial meeting, schedule a consultation, documents required, create a checklist of what they're looking for in the property. Okay. This is good. I'm going to show you how to build off this. This is exactly what I did for my HOA management company. How do we onboard new communities into our management system? And I used AI to build me this process. Market research. We're going to do that. Schedule property showings. We're going to do the offer preparation, the transaction management, client communications, closing process, post-closing follow-up, record keeping. Yeah, 3-year rule, right? There's my CE hat. And continuous learning. All right. This is a pretty good structure to start with. So now what we can do, who would agree if you had all of that documented into a really not, Glory got her hand up before I even finished the question. Did you see that? If you had that streamlined, and then how easy would it be to hire people to help you when you have this documented, like you're going to plug into this part of our system, right? This is where you go with that. So client onboarding, this is really good. So let's say that is really good. Can you go into more detail on number 1 and provide a 10-point checklist for that topic? Question mark. Let's see what it comes up with this. All right, before I can scroll down. All right, so now we're building it out. Schedule a consultation, preparing for the meeting, introduce yourself, understand client goals, budget assessment, property preference, timeline, explanation of the buying process, documentation required, working real estate agent, offer to purchase, professional services, blah, 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 right? And then the next steps. Okay. How cool is that? So we just built out step 1. I can tell by some of y'all's faces. Y'all, I think that's pretty cool. So we've already just put out step 1. We can copy this and paste it directly into a Google Doc. And then we can put our own personal touch on it. Okay. And guess what? You can do this for every single one. So what I would do, if this is what I'm building out, I would go into my Google Drive and I would go to a Google Doc, and I'll just show you how easy this is. As you can tell, I'm doing this in real time. Buyer checklist. Okay. And then we go here, and I'm going to go back to what we're doing, to the very beginning, the foundation of it. Okay. We're going to go here. I'm just going to highlight it all. This is exactly how I build a HOA management system using this. Paste. There we go. This part we don't need. Going to delete it out. I don't like the formatting. I wish that was something they would be fix. So what I would do, highlight it all, format, clear formatting. And there we go. So now we can just space it out. And you can see how I can go back now and use the next one as the second part. And now I can edit it however I want to edit. Copy. Right here, client onboarding. We've got more details. Paste. Look at that. So now I've got a document sheet basically laying out everything that I need to do. Thoughts, comments on that? Questions?
Kudos to the time management.
The time management. This would take forever to build this out. Like when I was doing my property, totally life-changing. That's what I like to hear. Awesome, awesome. And guess what? That's just the buyer side. We can do it for sellers. We can do it for property management. We can do it for whatever we want to do. We could do it for a process for our transaction coordinator, right? Let's get this stuff off of me. So let's create a checklist. Heck, let's try that. Will you create me a checklist of all the things I need to close or to do real estate transactions as a broker in North Carolina? There we go. During the transaction, preparation of the offer and everything. So again, you can create this whole checklist that you can then work with your transaction coordinator. Guess what? You have a policies and procedures and a training document for any new staff as you start to scale. You see why in my chart, when I'm at this part, we talk about scale. You know, you get this down, you hire a transaction coordinator, guess what? You could double your business, but you're getting more of a work-life balance on that. So just wanted to show you all that. You can do this on any, we'll receive a copy of this training. Sure. And we'll, if I make sure I did hit record, I'm bad at that. Yeah, I can do that. And Gloria, to be honest with you, the course that I'm building, we go into detail on all of this stuff. So if you're interested and would like to support classes like this. So marketing and networking. So all of that. So let's get into, because I could spend 4 hours just on doing systems. I like systems and processes. You could probably tell that. So the last part of our kind of strategy here is marketing, right? Marketing. This is where you can do some crazy, crazy things with AI. So let's go back into here. And I've already mentioned here marketing and branding. Here is our headshot stuff. I'll throw the chat in the box. I get credits. I don't get paid for this. You will get extra credits as well to get a headshot if you want it. But basically, this is the program that allows you. This is AI. It's called Secta Labs, SECTA.ai. I put the link in the chat box. Here are my headshots. And it is absolutely crazy. I can pick one that I like. And like, I don't own this suit. I can say this is good, but I don't go to New York City very often. Let's change the background. And I want the background to be nature. Generate. And just like that, in a few minutes, I'll have a brand new headshot with a totally different background and 4 different options. So this is one where I told it to make me casual. And yeah, so it's absolutely crazy. 40, 50 bucks if you need updated headshots. So this is the type of AI stuff for the branding and all that can really, really help your business. So let me show you one thing that when I first saw it, I'm like, holy cow, this is crazy. So as y'all know, it's always good to reach out to your database, right? You want to stay in touch with your database, let them know what's going on in real estate. So let me show you this. If you, wherever you're at, I know y'all are all over the state. Let me get into my MLS stuff. Okay, come on. Might have too many tabs pulled up. Matrix, there you are. And that's not it. Triad MLS. I cleaned out all of my history. Wow. That's not even us either. Here we go. Here we are. All right. Can't log into my own. Nothing like a tech class. An instructor can't log into his own MLS. Good job. Right. All right. So with us here in Triad, we have a thing called InfoSparks. I've shown this at some of my breaks in my class. If you're on Matrix, Charlotte, you probably have it too. InfoSparks is awesome. I wish our local MLS actually spent more time teaching people how to use this, because it is absolutely awesome what you can do with this. But combining this with AI is crazy. So what you can do here, if you're in InfoSparks, go to Fast Stats. This gives us the whole stats for the previous month in our area. All right. And if you don't have this in your MLS, you've got something similar to it. Just figure out how to do it. So I want to look at the full report of our whole MLS. Okay. This should look familiar to a lot of y'all. Now, wouldn't it be nice if I could explain this in common terms to my database and look like I know exactly what I'm talking about? So here we go. Let's just get the data off of it. Go here, and I'm just going to highlight it all the way to the top, right-click and hit copy. Copy, right-click and hit copy. Highlight the data and copy. Now, I'm going to go back to my robot. Let's start a new chat. And I'm going to say, will you take the following data and create a newsletter that I can send out to my database? Paste. That's all I did. Can you create a newsletter, send out to my database? And I paste it. Hit enter. And there we go. Welcome to the August 2023 edition of the Local Market Update, your trusted source for real estate insights in the Winston-Salem area. Here we go. Let's dive into the matrix. New listings. August 2023, we witnessed, and there it is. It's pulling real-time data directly from MLS, and it's creating newsletters that we can easily copy and paste and send out to our database. Townhouse, condos, and all of that. This is good, but let's see if we can change it. That sounds good. Can you redo it and add some humor and write it on an 8th grade level? Enter. And there we go. We're here to make those real estate numbers sound as easy as 1, 2, 3. Even if you're in the 8th grade, let's get started with some cool stats. And just breaks it down, makes it much easier to read. And basically, I could paste that and send that directly out to my database. So that's one piece of content right there. We've got a newsletter that we can send out to 8th graders. You know, they'll be home buyers one day, right? So let's do the same thing, but keep building off of it, right? That is good. If you're into videos, can you make me a YouTube script from that same data? Enter. Now, if you do videos, well, guess what? There's your intro, the type of music you should be playing, what you should say, where your transitions should be, and everything. Okay? So, Exley will tell you the graphics you can add into it. So now you have a full script with that data that you can now send out on a YouTube video. Okay? Let's keep going. That is really good. Really good. Can you use, here we go, here's the cool one, that same data and write me a letter to send out to my farm? Enter. There we go. Now we have a letter to send out to our farm. We got a video, we got a newsletter to our current database, and we got farm information. Okay? Pretty neat. Thoughts on that? All right, let me show you an update. This just came out in the past week or so. All right. I'm going to go to a new chat. Remember, I'm in old GPT 3.5. This is a paid version. All right, just so you can see it. Who uses Canva here? Anybody use Canva or heard of Canva? Okay, check this out. You'll like this. Just went live. I'm going to click on the Chat GPT 4. This allows plugins. So this is the paid version of it, but I want you to see where this is all going. Plugins. I can now add stuff to Chat GPT, and Canva just came out with a plugin. All right. So now you see where the Canva logo pops up here. Canva, if you don't know, is a photo editing program. You can do postcards, you can do social media posts, all of that. All right. So I need a postcard to send out to my farm to see if I can list their house. Can you help me with that? Question mark, enter. Now, this might take a second longer to take because it's digging in a little deeper into the database. But look, it just activated Canva. Certainly, here's some postcards, and it will go ahead and give you a design template, about 6 or 7 of them that you can then go straight in and use. So instead of having to sort through all the I see Kathy laughing up there. Instead of sorting through all the templates and everything, it goes ahead and searches the best ones that can match up for you. All right, we're up to 4. Here we go. Creating them in Canva. We're up to 5 now. All right. So which one do we like? Let's use this one because it's got some bright colors. All right, I'm going to go here and I'm going to click. Let's see, which one is that? I don't want to click the wrong one. 1, 2, number 3. I'm going to click here, and guess where it takes me? Directly into Canva, and is ready for me to edit. Okay, this is not my color, so I'm going to click here. I'm going to click here, here and here. That's not Saunders Realty Blue. That is, and there we go. We're off to the branding. Throw a couple stats in there, and I've got a letter or a postcard or whatever design, and it all generates directly from our chat box. Thoughts, comments? What do you need? What do you think? Be careful. I'll overload you now. So I only have an hour. So I want you to get a takeaway or 2. Okay. All right.
So, Mark,
go ahead.
I have a social media and post and basically marketing assistant that does that for me. So I could set her up to just make her life easier to do that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And Canva is a totally different class and everything. But now that it's integrated into Chat GPT, you can just click it. I mean, we talked about a YouTube video, right? For the market update. That is good. Can you create me a YouTube thumbnail for my real estate market update video? Let's see what it does here. I've never done that before. So we'll scroll down, get to the bottom. And there it goes. It's already initiated with Canva, and it's off to the races. So it's going to generate thumbnails for YouTube, possibly with a real estate spin on it. There we go.
Nice.
Okay. Mark, I've got a question, comment. NC Realtors risk management meeting yesterday, we discussed risk management topics, and Chat GPT was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
One of the concerns is, and you hinted at it earlier, one of the concerns is safety, security, fair housing was one, because it's not really factual. It's just a creative model.
Sure.
One of the risk management issues, and I know that John Wade, our attorney, wrote an article in the magazine not too long ago for North Carolina Realtors discussing AI and those issues. But one of the issues brought up yesterday in the meeting was Chat GPT is taking a lot of this content and the questions that you're asking, especially if it's on a use in a meeting or something of this nature, and it was copying that information and then emailing it out to other members in the group without that permission. Have you heard of that? Do you know anything?
How would it do that?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking since you seem to be so informative with AI, but that was one of their concerns is it's taking that information and then it's generating it out to other members in the group, compromising the confidentialities.
I'd have to look into that. I don't know how that's even possible. This is a tool, y'all. And I mean, just like with any tool, Canva, whatever, you're still going to put your spin on it. You're still going to run it through the fair housing checklist that you have in your mind. Hopefully you've got one. And so the way I use it a lot, and I'm going to show you a tool that I now use a whole lot because I'm so bad at writing. I explained this in the course that I'm working on. I actually have a pretty bad learning disability, and it's awful with spelling and writing. And it's kind of interesting now since I've written quite a few books and all. But so I'll come up with the great ideas. And this is why I like this so much, is I can then put it in ChatGPT or this other program I'm getting ready to show you, and it can fix all the grammar stuff and everything. It's still my stuff. And you can pretty much still hear my voice through it all, the references. And I think a prime example of that is this real estate market update. This data is from MLS, right? Now, it's my job to look through it and make sure it's accurate, and that's the information that we put in, and that there's no fair housing issues. It's just a tool. But if you're just putting stuff in there, copying it, I mean, that's the same as copying it off the internet. That's going to get you in trouble. And so you got to be smart about it. You need to lay the Realtor Code of Ethics over all of it and say, this is a tool. It should be here to help you, but you're still the one responsible for it and everything. So good point, good question, and all of that. So let me share with y'all if you want to see one. This is one, I go into more detail in the course about it. Audio pen, Pam probably heard about this one in one of our get-togethers. So like I said, I'm a horrible writer, and I didn't even know if I could do this, but when I filmed it for the class, it allowed me to. This is a really basic program, and it is built off the ChatGPT stuff, okay? But what it allows you to do is you no longer have to even type stuff anymore, okay? You just talk to it, which I'm a huge fan of that. So let's give me an example of something. What's something we need to send out? You can see some of the examples I've got here. Let's say we have this is a good one. We're property managers and we have an issue with a tenant not paying rent and they're trashing up the house, right? Or if I need to come up with a really nice written email or a letter about a issue with a property or whatever. So let's do here. So what you do here, you just go to the program, and I'm just going to hit the record button, the microphone button. Now, the minute I hit this, my microphone comes on. All right. So I'll go straight into, I'm going to do a letter to a tenant, and I want it to sound professional, but get my point across. Hey, this is Mark Saunders with Saunders HOA Management. It's come to our attention that we've had multiple complaints about loud noise coming from your property late at night, especially after 10 o'clock. You can't do that. Please stop doing that. You're causing major problems in the neighborhood, and the neighbors have complained multiple times. If we continue to get violations about loud noise, we will be forced to bring in our attorney and start fining your property. Also, you're leaving trash everywhere. That's not good. Please pick your trash up. It's causing an issue in the neighborhood with rats, buzzards, and coyotes, and we really would like for you to clean up your property. If you have any questions about this, please let us know. Sincerely, Mark Saunders, Saunders HOA Management. Now, I probably wouldn't say that in a letter, right? But once I do that, I've uploaded the audio file. How do I want this? Do I want this a casual email? Do I want it as a formal email? It's a memo? I want it to be simple and quick. So in this example, I want it to be a formal email. So I'm going to click that button, and look at this. Uploaded, done. Transcribing my voice note. And usually this takes about 20 to 30 seconds. Done. Now it is rewriting my whole thing. So let's see what it comes up with and see what y'all think. Y'all heard how I said it. And the cool thing, I can have emails pulled up, and I can just, instead of typing out the whole email, have this beside it. Click the button, talk to it, boom. Now I got an email response back that's usually spot on. But let's see what it says. I got a little funny with this one. All right, here we go. Noise and trash complaint. Dear subject, I hope this email finds you well. My name is Mark Saunders with Saunders HOA Management. We have recently received multiple complaints regarding loud noise emanating, that's a word I don't use, from your property late at night, particularly after 10 p.m. We kindly request that you adhere to the community's quiet policy to maintain a peaceful environment to all residents. Continued violations may result in legal actions. Additionally, it has been brought to our attention that there is an accumulation of trash on your premises. We urge you to promptly address these issues, as it poses a risk for attracting rodents and other wildlife. Maintaining a clean property contributes overall to the well-being of the neighborhood. Should you have any questions, please let us know. That sounds a little better than what I said, doesn't it? So what you can do, you can actually edit right here, hit copy, and paste it directly in an email, letter format, or anything. Sounds much better than me saying pick your stuff up, right? So really, really good. This is all, you can use this on your phone. So if I'm riding down the road and something thought pops into my mind, I can just hit the button on my phone, talk into it, and now I have a completely recorded blog post or whatever. And you can actually share this if you want to do blog posts with it or just use it for emails and everything. Really, really good tool. Another thing I'll show you, there's another one that I've been playing with if you like doing videos. This program called AI.nvideo, pretty neat. You type in one sentence and it will create social media videos for you in under like 3 or 4 minutes. All right. So I typed in, create me a video, top 5 reasons to move to Winston-Salem. And y'all have seen videos like this online. They're very popular on YouTube Shorts. And here is what it came out with.
Y'all ever thought about packing your bags and heading south? Well, here are 5 reasons why Winston-Salem, North Carolina should be your next destination. 1, we've got an art scene that rivals the big cities. From galleries to theaters, there's a creative pulse that's hard to resist. 2, our food scene is a foodie's paradise. From Southern comfort food to international cuisine, your taste buds will thank you. 3, the great outdoors. With mountains, parks, and lakes nearby, there's always an adventure waiting. 4, we're steeped in history. The Old Salem Historic District is a living history museum that takes you back to the 18th century. And 5, the people. With a strong sense of community and Southern hospitality, you'll feel right at home in no time. So why wait? Make Winston-Salem, North Carolina, your next home sweet home.
Pretty neat. All I did was type in one sentence, make me a video of the top 5 reasons to move to Winston-Salem. All the pictures were right except maybe 3. I had to change them. It took me less than 10 minutes to make that video. And so this is all AI, different voice. I said a Southern accent. Just by saying y'all doesn't give you a Southern accent. I should have guessed if they need a Southern accent, I should be their speaker for that part. But yeah, and so again, using AI for the marketing side of things to, again, grow your leads that can go through your systems, which in turn helps with the work-life balance. Thoughts, comments? Man, this went quick. It goes fast for y'all. So I've got a few minutes left. Questions, comments, thoughts on any of these?
Dear Lord, that was like 30 minutes, right? We still have another half hour, right? That went quick.
That went quick.
Remind us of when your October class was.
Yeah. So here, hopefully I didn't close it all out. I'm good at that when I start. Here we go. All right. So can y'all still see my screen here? Am I still sharing screen? Yep. So this is actually live on my website now. This course, AI for Real Estate Agents, much longer, a lot more detailed than what we went into now. We're going to be working through that framework that's out there. I just put it up for this class. I'm looking for October the 4th. It's going to come out. You can go ahead and pre-register for it, and I'll knock $45 off the price. So here's the link. It is ready. And then as soon as it comes out, you will be the first to know. You'll get access to it and all of that. So there is the link. You click on that, go straight through it. You can order it right now online and looking around on October the 4th release date.
Mark, one question. Is that a synchronous class, live? How are you? What's the format for that class?
So I've invested in some software myself. It is, you'll get full access to it and you go through it at your own pace. You'll have videos of me. I have learned with technology, that is the best. I remember years ago, Paul remembers this. I was selling Zip Forms DocuSign classes on flash drives because people were like, I want to take you home and pause you and rewind you and all this stuff as I get going pretty fast. So this allows you to do that. You can go back and rewatch it as many times as you want. And when we talk about ChatGPT and all that, you can rewind it and all of that. This class was fantastic. Awesome. That makes my day. I'll tell y'all, I am looking to probably not do as much CE in the future and going more into business growth, business coaching and stuff like this. This is the stuff that gets me excited to be able to talk about. Pam knows this as well. I do have a membership based, so my members will get that class for free as soon as it comes out. So I do offer a membership section. And we get together monthly if everybody comes, right, Pam?
Is this considered a CE class?
No, not a CE class. The deal with CE classes, I can't talk about building your business and all in CE courses.
Okay, gotcha.
It has to be consumer based and focused and everything. If you go to REB Academy, you can go to about the membership tab here. And I do have a subscription base. We do monthly calls. We work together and you get access to all of my classes included in your membership. It is $5.95 a year now. So if you're interested in that course and would also like to work with us during the week or during each month, have a call, I'll throw that in there as well. But did the link go to everybody? I think it did. Yep, there we go. I'll put this link in here. Like I said, the CE courses are great. I enjoy doing that, but I really like showing people tools to grow their business or balance their work life and all of that. So that's our membership. On there, I've got the DocuSign, Gmail courses, and Canva and all of that. So, all right. Any other questions? I got about 5-6 more minutes. Can't wait to jump right in and start playing with it. Awesome. That's really what you got to do. I think it lowers that fear level when you really see how this compares to Netscape. Because I don't remember a lot of people terrified of Netscape. Of course, it wasn't going to take over the world like AI possibly could. But, you just kind of have to get in there. Mark, will the link to this be shared? I can if you'll email me, kind of where it's at. I'll try to share it as best I can. It is going in the member section too. They can go back and watch it too. So, but what other questions, thoughts on anything?
Mark, for the YouTube video, what program is the video uploadable to what photos?
Can you edit the thing in Premiere Pro, or how easy is it to swap out photos?
You do it all in the program itself.
Oh, okay.
So I go into both. So when it's done and just basically is this what you like? You're like, no, that picture's not right. You click on that picture and then there's a box. What do you want to replace it with? You do Winston-Salem and boom, there's your pictures from Winston and you just click it. And the text, everything lines up, the music and all of that. So it's really easy. There's another program I talk about. I don't even have it pulled up, but it allows you to take long form videos. So if you're doing 5, 6, 7 minute videos, you run it through this AI program and it'll cut it up into 6, 7, 8, 10 shorts. So it'll take the key parts out. And so now you can turn one piece of content into 20. And social media, YouTube shorts, TikTok, if you go that route. Not a fan of TikTok. But that's the key with AI is can you use one program and it does multiple things at once and saves you a ton of time. That's what it does.
Absolutely. We're using Premiere Pro right now, and that's
not a fan of that at all. We Video, if I'm doing video stuff, I use a program called We Video. I'm really bad at getting affiliate links.
Illustrator or Premiere Pro, and it takes a lot of time.
We Video is a web-based video program. So the course that I'm making right now, I can click my webcam on my screen, it records it, and as soon as I hit stop, it drops it into my video editor, and I'm off editing it. Yeah, and you can do this. Isn't really AI, but this shows you how some of the videos. Y'all can see my screen here. I took it off, and then I start clicking buttons over here. So this is We Video, and all right. So here is another AI tool that I think I recorded it directly into the program. Realtors is when you do them, you have a 4, 5, 6 minute long video. There is so much additional content. Yeah, and so see how you can basic content right there in the spot. What is an HOA? So here's the link. I'm going to copy the link to our. I'm going to show you how it splits it all up. So, agent, find out all the rules. So there's my long form format video, and this is what it split it up. It tells me how well it ranks. You want to live, and that you can live the way that you want. If you have 5 cars, 2 goats, and a bunch of chickens, you might want to move out in the country. So don't move in an HOA if you have 5 cars, a couple dogs, and some chickens. So in that one, I'll show you how to kind of edit that and everything.
Thanks.
Cool. Awesome. What else y'all got? Y'all, this is the first time I've done this. Was this helpful? Be honest with me now.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I love it because I'm easily overwhelmed, and this is putting things in perspective. I love it. Thank you.
If you have never used AI before, stick in section 1. How can I use these tools for my work-life balance? And as you get comfortable with that, and you're not just doing grocery shopping lists and workout programs and all this stuff, Now you'll get more comfortable with it, and then you can kind of move on to the other way. Because if you try to do it all at once, it's kind of like the saying is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? Start slow and see it start how it can work, and then you can grow from there. So awesome. The links are on there. If y'all have questions about that course coming out, let me know. If y'all want to go ahead and like pre-register for it, as soon as it's live, I will send it out to all of y'all. So thanks, y'all. Good to see y'all.
Thanks, Mark.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye, y'all.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, bye-bye.